Hey everyone! I wanted to make a quick video on how I make money on my scav runs while optimizing time and raid. Not everyone has 10 to 30 minutes of uninterrupted time to run a scav and loot everything, so I developed a method that takes less than 10, but ideally under 5 minutes. I personally do this strategy as I work from home or study for tests. First, instead of going for your choice of high-tier loot map, such as streets or lighthouse, choose factory. Load in and check what you have. If you have any quest items or valuables like a labs card, run to the camera bunker door and extract instantly. You can also check how much your scav is worth by going character, overall, scav, and the total cost of all items in stash is the value of your scav. Just make sure you extract after 13 minutes so you don't get a run through. Now, if you don't have an expensive scav, the goal is to get as much money as fast as possible before racing to extract. Now, as a scav on factory, you're always going to spawn on this side of the map with one exception. That exception spawns in the stairwell to the right of the office, and if you spawn here, sprint to the office and start looting the safe, jackets, and maybe filing cabinets. If you find enough goodies, extract at the office window in the middle of the room. For every other scav spawn, you want to find a mini route that hits as many of these containers until you're full or satisfied with your loot. Alright, I'm loading into an offline raid to show the loot spots, but I want to clarify again that this is a scav loot route and isn't meant for PMCs. Alright, so now it's live narration, Pumpalicious here, and I just want to give a couple quick spawns. So as a scav, you're going to spawn on this half of the map, left of the office, right? If you're looking at the office this way, left side. And so there's a couple main loot spots. There's 2 of these black weapon boxes that spawn here. Then there's 2 green weapon boxes that spawn here. And then there's 1 box that spawns here, 1 here, 2 here, and the one that tucks in this corner. And so these are really easy to grab if you spawn in this section as a scav. You just hit those 4 boxes, those 5, then you can get out. If you're still looking for loot, I usually like to come this way. And the dead body here, in this little room on the right, usually has a lot of loot spawns. A lot of treasure loot and other rare stuff, so always like hitting him. After that, there's usually a couple weapon boxes that spawn here or here, and then one that spawns here, these green weapon boxes. After you loot those, you can come on over here, and there'll be 2 black weapon cases that spawn on top of these barrels. Those have weapon parts that can spawn suppressors and scopes. Then you can head over here, and then you can loot this wooden box that will have med parts in it. You can loot inside the med tent. There's a med spawn that spawns on the ground here, one that spawns on top of these boxes, and then one that spawns on the shelving. Then there's 2 med bags here, and then a med bag here. And if you're full on loot at any part of this, you should just leave. But if you're still not satisfied for loot, you can run down into this underground area. And there's a green weapon box that spawns here, one that spawns here. And then there's a grenade case that spawns on top of this. A grenade case that spawns here, a green weapon box that spawns here. And then this wooden box here has technical spawns. And then that's all the loot spawns you really want to grab on a factory. And then if you're still not satisfied, you can run through here. Tequila spawns through here, and if players die fighting him, you'll oftentimes find player bodies in these hallways. So you can run through here, check the hallways for player bodies. You might be able to grab some high tier loot. That's not very common. Once you're finished with all that, you want to run through these barrels, cross here underneath the left side of office, underneath that stage in the tunnels. So up here is the stage, the metal stage. In the tunnels right here, you run through these tunnels, and then right here, this right door is the camera bunker doors of scav extract. So if I was a scav, I would extract right here. Remember, on your scav, it's important to grab everything you see, even if it isn't valuable. While various pieces of garbage are not valuable, every piece adds up at the end of a run when selling to the appropriate traders. While you could have pulled more loot out, the 25k worth of junk means that you didn't spend an extra 3 minutes in raid and have more time to check your email or whatever else. I like to go as fast as possible, leaving as soon as I feel I've made about 400k. Hey, I was editing and realized I just kept talking boring math. So, long story short, this method makes me about 2 million rubles an hour, where I only play Tarkov for 20 minutes of that time. Leave a like if this helped you, subscribe if you want to see more of my stuff. Thank you.